Is it that time again? Let me check. Yeah, it's time. Alright, if you people don't remember from last year's Unbearable Awards, you'll know that July 2017, or as I like to call it, 2328, you would know that it's officially been 10 years since I first started posting videos on YouTube. Hooray! The dream has finally come true. Now, you're all probably wondering what I'm going to do for my 10th anniversary special. Well, we'll get to that in a little moment. Right now, there's some things we need to discuss. Yeah, I know it's currently episode 8 of Unholy Updates. However, but this episode is also a revisit, remake, or however you like to call it, of episode 2. And we'll get to why that is in a little while. So, what I like to do here is we're going to readdress everything that was mentioned in the original episode 2, and then we're going to go on some updates on that. Since I mentioned the Heartless Winter series first, I might as well just start with that again. Well, when I mentioned the poll for Heartless Winter 3, I was specifically referring to the Heartless Winter 3 on Bruno's channel, not the one on the Death Flame Armada channel, or not even the upcoming radio drama. Yeah, as for that poll, that got canceled a while back. And the reason why you people never saw Heartless Winter 4 on Bruno's channel was because of, we'll get to why that is in a little while. But as for Heartless Winter 1 and 2, well, the reason why I started with 2 first was because I felt like there wasn't much going on in Heartless Winter 1. Because, just think about it, back in Bruno's adaptation, it's just regular history with a little twist to it. In Heartless Winter 2, there's a new spin. Now, just think about it. What would you prefer to see? Would you prefer a story that's awesome and interesting with some brand new characters? Or would you rather have some old characters and just have like this boring, kind of mediocre plot? Especially with a not so good ending. And no, I don't mean like the ending's dark, I mean like the ending's pretty lame. Nothing really different happens in Heartless Winter 1. And plus, what's the point of going over Heartless Winter 1 in its own radio drama anyway, when you could just do flashbacks in Heartless Winter 2? Speaking of which, now, when it comes to Heartless Winter 2, I'm currently in the process of writing the scripts for the next few episodes. 2 of which are already done. Now, as you've seen in past episodes, I've shown you my handy-dandy folder. And if you can't see, there's some text from one of my stories. Now, these stories pretty much range from a variety of stuff that I've written over the years. Now, the whole idea behind Heartless Winter 2 was that it basically involves 2 clans that are sent from their present time, which to us is still the past, to even further in the past. And you probably already noticed that there's this mysterious character behind all of this. Boy, now that's a little interesting to tell. There's a little backstory behind that certain character, but I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Part 4 of the Heartless Winter 2 prologue will be released later this month. And now we come to the next subject, which is this year's episode of the Unbearable Awards. Now, the polls are currently still in progress. I plan to release part 1 of episode 3 this month. And then, of course, I also plan to finish off episodes 1 and 2. Yeah, the thing about Unbearable Awards is that it's very difficult to edit. Not only that, it's also a time-consuming process. Also, something about a provider of mine kind of like flipped my shit earlier on when it came to Silent Mansion. But that's a whole nother story altogether. Now, here's one thing I'll spoil about this year's Unbearable Awards is the unfortunate truth is nobody's coming back from last year. Yep, not even your fan favorites. It's disappointing, I know, but I did get some new faces and voices for this one, and you'll be surprised who's joining this year's cast. Also, things are going to be done a little differently this time on Unbearable Awards. Because why the heck not? Personally, I would have preferred for the old people to come back just for nostalgic purposes. You'll see why when the episode comes. Now we come to the next topic on our list, the website. Yes, I previously mentioned that there was going to be a website open. Believe it or not, there's actually one open right now. And then there's going to be another one, both of which will have their grand openings this month. Yes, this month. I know I said that they would be open before, but they had to be delayed because of various things. And so far, just my videos will be on those sites. Oh, and not just the videos, possibly even their Vimeo ports, and yes, even the scripts themselves. Yeah, that's right. Unlike some people we know on the internet, I'll actually release mine to be read to the public. So if you ever prefer reading any of my stories to yourself rather than listening to it unfold on your screen, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that. Because why not? Aren't radio dramas and these little fan novels fun? Now, the thing is, you're probably wondering, how come Silent Mansion, along with Fester's Second Quest and Heartless Winter 2 don't appear on Dailymotion? Well, the thing is, I've actually had a falling out with Dailymotion a while back because of you-know-who. Specifically with Heartless Winter 2, since they claimed that Heartless Winter 2 was of their creation in a previous vlog of theirs. I decided to pull the license from Dailymotion as a protest because Dailymotion likes to support my competitors. Oh, and Google and Vimeo, don't expect any mercy from me either if you plan to do the same. So bottom line, Dailymotion, this up your ass. And no, you probably won't be seeing any partner videos on either of the websites anyway. Alright, now we're going to go over Codename Altair. Codename Altair. Now that's a show I haven't done in a long time. Sure, I've released an episode just 2 months ago. However, but the thing is, alright, well, as for Codename Altair, I'm currently working on part 2 of episode 4 right now, and the reason why episode 4 was delayed this long was because I received a request from the alternate history community. Alright, so anyway, what happens next is the reason why it took so long to do Codename Altair was because I had requests for another episode, which I already booked that person's request for that particular episode number. And I figured, because of the time of year, why the heck not? I finished off their request, and sadly, they're not amused with it. Well, they can get lost. Now, episode 4 will be completed eventually, along with a special project involving Codename Altair. Now, the next topic is I mentioned something about a help wanted ad for some scripts that are in production. The offer still stands. Now, the history behind it is that me and Witherblaze, that you recall from episode 1 of the Unbearable Awards, we were working on a special project that he requested that I help him with after my departure from Teddy TV. And yes, we are calling it Teddy TV. Because, believe it or not, that was actually the original title for the show on that other channel. So, I'll make you people a deal. If we can reach at least 10 likes on this channel, I will release one scene from that script in full for your pleasure. Well, don't keep a man down. As for when that story will be released, probably no later than summer of 2018, which is 2268, 2329. And now, our 8th topic has to do with the status of certain shows. Yes, I know I haven't been doing any Honesty Wars or Tim of the Future episodes lately. Well, that's because Timinator was a real douchebag. Not only that, but the last couple episodes on both series got some bad flack. And it's a real shame because those shows were so good that they actually helped get me the Motion Maker badge, which sadly doesn't mean anything anymore since I don't really do anything on Daily Motion anymore.